Hey, it's Dan here, and I'm out in Vietnam in Ninh Binh, which is about 80 kilometers south of Hanoi, and is really spectacular, breathtaking views here, but unfortunately the clouds have set in. So it's basically mist down to the horizon. Today I wanted to tell you about the pros and cons of teaching in public schools in Vietnam. I want to go through the pros first. So you can earn a lot of money out here, which is great. So I am on an 80-hour a month contract, which is 20 hours a week. I get paid $25 an hour, so that equates to about $2,000 a month. They knock off about, $50 tax. And actually I've got this sort of fortune as well where the company I work for, eConnect, actually give us free accommodation and free food. So I don't have to worry about accommodation, don't have to worry about food during the week. And I'm sort of in saving mode as well, so I'm not actually spending a lot of money, so I actually get to save a lot of money, which is good. Another one of the pros is that you're living in a different country. You know, you get to experience the new culture, the new place. I'm living in a town called Nam Dinh, and 5 months ago I've never even heard of this town, and I'm living in a country I've never lived in before, so it can really stretch your comfort zone. It can really make you grow and develop as a person and experience a whole lot of new stuff. I mean, I'm sitting on a friggin' mountain right now next to a dragon statue making a video. Like, there's no way in hell I would have thought I'd be doing this. You get to do a lot of things you wouldn't normally do. So, for example, like when I first got here, I landed in Ho Chi Minh City. I spent about 3 weeks down in Saigon, and I remember just driving past this school, and all these kids were pouring out, and there's hundreds of parents just sort of waiting on their bikes, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Like, there's so much traffic, there's so much happening, there's so much going on, and I wonder what happens in school there. And like now I'm literally in the schools I've been looking at. You know, I've seen what happens in Vietnam classrooms now. I've been invited to like school opening ceremonies and school fetes and things like that. And this is all stuff I'd never actually be able to have a chance to do. Another pro to teaching out here is that you're not a tourist, okay? So when you come out to any country, you know, if you spend maybe 2 or 3 weeks or a month or even 2 months sort of traveling around, you're basically a tourist in the country, which is fine, you know, everyone does that. And I did that when I first got here. But when you actually work here and live here, you get to live and see what it's like to actually live here. You get to really know the culture, you know, you get to see parts of the country which might not necessarily be the tourist bits. You get to see the real bits, you experience a real way of life here, which I think is really beneficial, and it really opens your eyes to how people live. Another pro, I think, of teaching ESL in Vietnam and any country is that you get to help people learn English. Okay, I talked a little bit about this in the other video, A Day in the Life of an English Teacher, but I wanted to touch on it again because I think it's really important. I think as an English-speaking person, you sort of take it for granted, the privilege you have of being able to speak English. A lot of countries I know teaching English, and it's sort of the language that everyone wants to learn because it's like the global language. If you've got people in Germany talking to people in Japan, probably the language they're going to be speaking is English together. So it gives a lot of kids here opportunities to better their lives in ways that they might not be able to do if they were just not able to speak it. So the fact that you can come to another country, you can help other people learn a language which is really going to help them is a really great thing, I think.
I want a police in the future. I want to be a police.
Yeah, okay. A policeman.
I want to be a leader policeman in the future.
The leader of the police. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, you should.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into the cons now. There's a lot of good things, there's also quite a few bad things. And one of the bad things is the workload. Now, when I first saw the contract, I thought, oh, great, 20 hours a week. Like, that's only 5 hours a day. I'll be able to start at 8 and finish at 12 and have the rest of my day to travel and do all this cool stuff. And little did I know that that's exactly the complete opposite of what it is. So class here starts at 7 a.m. Usually it'll go through to about 4. There's a 2-hour break in the middle. So you don't get to pick your schedule. The company tells you what schedule you have to do. So some of my classes start at 7:15 and they finish at friggin' 5:10. So it's a lot of work. Your whole day is taken up. I mean, if you're thinking of coming here and teaching full-time in public schools and be like, oh, I'm going to do that online course I always wanted to do, or oh, I'm going to learn this, or I'm going to learn that. Like, yeah, that's possible to do, but it just takes so much time. Okay, another con here, I think, is that you get sick a lot. And I think that is due to the fact of the heavy workload. You never really get time to recover. You never really get a full 2 or 3 or 4 days off where you can just say, oh my God, I'm just gonna sit and watch movies or lie on the bed and do nothing. You've got to get to class basically no matter what. And because all the teachers live together where we are, we're sort of passing bugs between us all, I guess. So, you know, a combination of exhaustion and bugs going around means you're never at 100%. All the teachers here are experiencing it, so it's not the greatest thing that you can actually have, which is a little bit annoying, you know. Like, it's sort of become the norm now. Like, not feeling 100% has sort of become the norm. I've been working for 4 months. I haven't had a single day off yet. We get TET, which is 2 weeks off, which happens in about 3 weeks. So in my 9-month contract, I get 2 weeks off. So yeah, it's a lot of work. Another con, I think, is the kids. Okay, as adorable as they can be, sometimes they just really get to you. Now, it's fine if you're working at ESL centers, you maybe see them for a couple of hours a day. But when you're working at public schools, you're seeing kids all the time, all day, massive classes. And, you know, sometimes you're just not in the mood. You're either tired or you're exhausted or you've got a sore throat, a headache. Sometimes you just don't want to be there. And, like, they'll be very happy and like, hello, teacher, which is all very nice. But then, like, sometimes they'll walk up to you and they'll grab your bag, or they'll just pull at your jacket, or they'll friggin' like slap you on the ass, or they'll point at your crotch and say, what is it? And you're like, oh, yeah, okay. I mean, it's all sort of fun and jest for them, but like when you get that day in, day out, sometimes you're just like, okay, like just in a piece, you know, like friggin' chill. And I think sometimes what's really bad is sometimes the kids will blatantly run up to you, they'll give you the middle finger and they'll just be like, F you, and you're like, hello. I mean, obviously you can't say it back to them, and the older kids, they know what they're saying, but you can't really do anything. And, you know, they'll just be like, what the and you're just like, okay, let's go and learn English. And I've got to admit, like, sometimes I've really felt like just giving them the finger back and just going, hey, off. But obviously you can't say that, or you can't do that because you'll get fired. And you got to be professional, but which we all are. But sometimes it really does get quite annoying. So I'd say that's another con, is that sometimes the kids can really get to you. Sometimes they're great, other times they're not. So there are a lot of pros and cons to teaching here, and I hope I've given you some kind of indication about what it's like. Like with any job, there's pros and cons. I mean, like, what's really amazing now is that, like, I'm sitting here it's the weekend. I've just popped to Nimbin for the weekend, and I mean, I'm sitting surrounded by mist where they filmed King Kong, and it's great. It's beautiful, and I don't think I'd be able to do that if I was, say, still in Sydney doing what I was doing there. Okay, so you get to see a lot of great places. You get to see a lot of good things. You get to meet a lot of people. You get to learn the culture. You get to try and learn the language. You see how people live. You see what people do. You also grow and develop as a person. Like, I think like one of the great ways to grow and develop is to sort of expand your comfort zone. Okay, and when you're here, you're constantly outside of your comfort zone. So I think in Australia, my comfort zone was like this big, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So sure, like, I mean, it is hard, and sometimes you're just like, oh, yeah, look, I just want a day off. I just want to do nothing. I just want to chill. But you sort of find a way to do it. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll have another one coming soon, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.